team did not win. But I put a bet out there.
Okay.
I try to get a little parlay popping, and I got slapped in the face somewhere around the third quarter that said, "No, sir, you're not going to be a winner today."
Frank, you had the Niners 35-14 in this game, so it's a good effort. I think we all thought it'd be a little more higher scoring, but you had 35-14 Niners on this one.
I did, man. I really thought, I thought this team was coming prepared with the mindset that they was going to find a way to stop number 15, but apparently everyone that keeps betting against him keeps coming up on the short end of that stick.
You know, the other thing, too, listen to Brock Purdy talk after the game in reference to man coverage versus a lot of zone they expected to see. You would have thought there might have been some adjustments in reference to the man coverage, maybe some more underneath stuff with Kittle if they're going to run that much man. I thought you prepare for just about everything. And I think Spagnuolo, a lot of good defensive coordinators, set other teams up by showing a lot of stuff early in the playoffs and then coming back to other innuendos from that standpoint. I just a little surprised by the 49ers not being so much ready for the man coverage they were throwing at them.
No, I agree with you on that. It's just 2 weeks off, trying to get your feet under the ground, get your feet under you. You got so many scenarios and things that's going through your head, and then you have to allow the game to come to yourself. That's why you see the guys in the second half. It became a better football game. But the reality of it is that the 49ers had a good chance at the offense they was running.
Sure.
When they came out of the second half, they didn't take advantage of the ball. They didn't take advantage of the first couple of series that they had, and it seemed like they gave the momentum away a little bit. It wasn't a clean game, without a doubt. We definitely know that. But at the end of the game, and when it came down to it, an overtime situation with two teams at a hot moment, and at the end of the day, unfortunately, if you're a 49ers fan, you got the short end of the stick because they had Patrick Mahomes, and this guy just makes plays, man.
Frank Sanders is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. All right, Frank, answer me this, please. You, as a former player, you have played against top quarterbacks throughout your career. You have seen all of the recent top QBs. Right now, where do you put Patrick Mahomes?
Somewhere in the top 5, without a doubt. I mean, everyone wants to call him the GOAT, but I can't do that right now. His career is still young. He's still got a lot of football left in him. But just from an efficient standpoint and the ability to, play 4 quarters of football no matter what, even 5 quarters apparently, this guy he gets it. From a mental standpoint, I just don't know if you're going to find anyone better than him. Again, I put him in the top 5. You do have Peyton Manning. You have Tom Brady, without a doubt. Joe Money is definitely in that area, but you got to go back. We got an era of great quarterbacks, but the way he's playing football at the quarterback position, it looks like backyard football with a quarterback that's just making all the adjustments, all the right reads, and coming out on top.
Hey, Frank, I'm curious when the overtime, coin flip, and all that other good stuff, Shanahan elected to take the ball. Where'd you sit on that? Would you want the ball, or you go on defense because of these rules in the playoffs?
You know what? I think you want the ball last because you don't want Mahomes to have it. I mean, I guess that would be the thought. Mm-hmm. More so, depending on where you feeling that your momentum's at and how you think your defenses can go out there and put a stop together. I'm like, I never want him to have the ball last. We've seen what happened when he gets the ball last. Just miracles happen. Things happen, man. It becomes unexplainable of his greatness, and the players around him just hop in the moment. Kelsey and the receivers didn't they went out and made plays after play after play. If I'm Shanahan, I mean, I'd probably hold off, but he just didn't, man. I think the call he made was a gutsy one. Probably something that everyone's going to second guess him on, but in reality, you never want Patrick Mahomes to have the last say on anything.
And I looked at it from the other side. You looked at your defense was just out there for 11 plays. They were gassed. So if Mahomes gets it, they probably go down the field and score anyway. You're seeing more stops by the Chiefs defense. I thought Brock did a great job with 13-play drive, even though they came up short with the field goal. So I look at it from the other side. I want the ball go down and put that pressure on Mahomes, but I just quite frankly didn't think Steve Wilks had any kind of an idea as far as how to stop Mahomes that offense. Period, no matter what.
Look, you just said if Steve Wilks had any idea, which no coordinator in the NFL really has an idea on how to stop Mahomes at all, like that, the pressure he puts on you is absolutely crazy. Like it's just one of those things where your entire defense got to be on point. We watched the last play and the touchdown that happened. You know, it's just hard, man. The pressure he puts on you. The guy got an RPO offense now. Like the last 5 plays, like 100% RPO.
Yes.
Like Patrick Mahomes doesn't run the RPO. You never think he's going to run the RPO. Look at Bosa, one of the greatest defensive ends in the NFL right now. He's smashing on everything because he doesn't think Patrick's going to pull the ball and run. And I think that's the part where the pressure he puts on you is just crazy. He reminds you of those guys, man. Like when you look at Steph Curry, when he gets the ball, it's like anything can happen. We saw Steph a couple of days ago watch against the Suns. Our Phoenix Suns, with 0.6 seconds on the clock, just turn around and host one up. And it's a dagger. And he's the exact same assassin when he gets the ball. And that's just one of those things where any defensive coordinator, all of your defensive players got to be on the same page. And he just, if you make any mistakes, you pay for it.
Okay, then let me reference one of the plays then, because the 49ers defense got and forced Mahomes and the Chiefs into a 4th down in that overtime. And they did exactly what you just talked about. He ran the RPO and he got Bosa to bite and took off and ran around the corner on the right side and easily picked up the 1st down. That has got to be one of the most frustrating things you could ever see as a defensive coordinator.
3.
Oh, it is. I mean, but the beauty of it is just the offensive coordinator decided to run that play. You know, that's the chess match about it, right? Like that's just the essence of it. 2 great teams went out and battled hard, right? They really went out and fought, came down to an overtime situation. And it's the guy that's in the moment that's making the play, making the right calls. And your best player just happens to trump their best player, who happens to be Bosa, right? So it's just one of those things where you're going to win and you're going to lose, but you lost to a guy in a situation in a moment that just the right play was called at the right moment, and everything happened at the right time for the Kansas City Chiefs. And Mahomes executed it perfectly, but you can't take anything away from what the 49ers did. It was a good game, went to overtime. Guys fought hard, but you played an assassin who just played better.
And you can't give the football over to him. And when you do get the football, you got to take advantage of it. I thought the interception by Mahomes, and you got the Niners came up with 0 points on that. That hurt them. Talk about the McCaffrey fumble, the punt gaff, the blocked extra point.
Yeah.
That's just a lot to overcome in that kind of a game versus Andy Reid. So if you eliminate part of that, and I'll give the Niners credit. They were still in the game with all of that behind them and moving this game forward.
No, they were. I mean, like, we always say it comes down to 1 or 2 plays or 3 plays, but man, you just as a fan, you hurt for the 49ers because you think, and you hurt for Brock, and Trent Williams if you're a 49er fan. But the reality of it is that you met your match when you played against Patrick Mahomes, and there are a lot of things that could have been done differently between the special teams play on all the little knick-knack fumbles they were having.
Goodness.
And that part, was it nerves? Was it the moment? Could they not handle the pressure? All those things become questions. But in reality, the 49ers came out, they went down and got a field goal. And, you gave the ball back to a guy, man, that's just like Dan Manucci. You just can't give him much time on the clock. You give him time on the clock.
Appreciate
Manucci's going to eat you up. That's just what happens.
Dang, Skippy.
Don't make his head big, You know how big his head got? Now it's going to slow down. We don't have to talk about Brock Purdy every day. It slows down a little bit now.
Why we should celebrate the hell out of him, right, Frank? I mean, come on.
Hey, look, it's everything that you want to see. If you're a mentor or you are a coach of a player, everything you want to see, you saw it in Brock Purdy this year. And Manucci had, big round of applause, man, for just the ability to watch your protege, man, one of your young pupils come up and then reach the next level and go out and do it and take everything you imparted to him manifest that in real time, that is a beautiful moment. So, that's, you can't ask anything else. The only difference is he just ran into a buzzsaw, Patrick Mahomes, who's cut down every other coach, defensive coordinator, defensive player, other coach on the other side of the football field, all the fantasies of guys who wanted to win Super Bowls and championships. Look at Josh Allen at home right now. Just what are you going to do? Look at Lamar Jackson. These are the futures of the NFL, and as long as Patrick Mahomes is in the NFL right now, every quarterback potential legacy is going to be challenged because he's still out there playing at a high level.
What are you on Minucci's payroll? I mean, jeez. I mean, that's ridiculous what you just did.
Right. And Frank, here's the reality of it. You could train at kids for 50 years, not have anybody get to the Super Bowl. I've been doing this for 30 years. That's a surreal moment for a guy like me to go, wow, this young man came from 9th grade and starting a Super Bowl. I kind of had one of those moments of, wow, that's just brought a tear to my eye, I tell you the truth, guys. I mean, to see this young man go this far. And the story on top of it, Frank.
It changes. Last week he was an 8th grader when he started. Now it's a 9th grade.
9th grade.
It was 8th grade last week.
No, Chuba was 8th grade.
We never talked about Chuba.
Chuba was 8th grade.
Whenever we talk about a Purdy, it's
Brock
always
was
been Brock.
9th grade.
Next it'll be kindergarten.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you for those accolades. I'm glad somebody realized that around here, Frank.
You got to hook up. I'm sitting on these 24 golf balls with your number on them that I got to give you. That was a Christmas gift. So maybe we'll give them to you for Valentine's Day on Wednesday.
No. If you guys are there, are you guys are tomorrow on Tuesday with the Margarita Bill?
We're going to be at Barrio Queen down in Queen Creek tomorrow.
Barrio Queen.
Yeah.
I won't be there with your balls. I won't be there with your balls, Frank. So you have to wait to get your hand on those balls. All right.
Wait a minute.
You're gonna have to wait. Notice how like Jimmy and Dan are laughing at that, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. They're like little kids, like in kindergarten. He said balls.
It's so
he
cute.
Said balls on the radio.
Pelotas. It's so cute.
Right. Bye, Frank.
See you, Frank.
That's
Take
Frank
your ball
Sanders.
and go home.
That's Frank Sanders joining us. Well, I got 24 balls. With his, I think 81. I hope that was his number. I think it's what it was.
Yes, it was.
It is.
So anyway, we just haven't seen him to give him to him. So because I know he plays a lot of golf. He's brought to you today by the Sportsbook here at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. It's a sports fan's paradise. You can bet the game, watch the game. The Sportsbook here at the CAZ Sports Bar. 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens displaying all the betting lines. So check it out for yourself. Open daily from 8 to 11. We'll tell you what's on tonight.